Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and the programs including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN News for today, Thursday, October 8th, 2020. In the headlines, an old retaining wall poses a danger to passers-by. Heavy rains cause landslide and exposed boulders, creating danger zone in St. John. Non-governmental organization registered as the Grenada Movement officially launches, and the National Disaster Management Agency embarks on vulnerability assessment in communities in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. In sports, Dwayne Bravo reaches 150 wickets in the IPL. And then around the globe, St. Lucia records 28th COVID case, and U.S. Vice President Mike Pence and his Democratic rival Kamala Harris squared off over the challenges facing the nation. Details to these and other stories after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening to our viewers and listeners on K105. I'm Beverley Telesford. This is GBN News at 7. An old retaining wall in St. John is now an accident waiting to happen. The wall is in need of immediate attention as motorists plying the route fear the worst. GBN's news team was on site on Thursday and has this report.
It was brought to the attention of our news desk that a retaining wall in the Rosemount area in St. John is an imminent hazard to motorists and passers-by. This is just one of many such structures around the country that is in serious state of disrepair. Visiting the site on Thursday, our news team saw firsthand the deteriorating structure and spoke to the owner of the property, Llewellyn Duncan. Duncan acknowledged the danger the wall poses. He believes the giving way of the structure is as a result of poor construction.
The wall was constructed a long time now, many years ago. And recently we realized that it was not collapsing. The iron that hold the top of it, the person that constructed, instead of using other iron to tie it, he used wire. What is the wire cut? So it projects.
Duncan says he is willing to do something about it. However, at his age, he is not financially stable to handle the cost of construction.
I am 78 years old. I'm the only person that provides in the home. My wife is not well. And we always live on the lands. Right now, we hardly have anything in the lands. So I don't have the source to fix it. So I asked if they could assist me. So I'm waiting to see what will be the result from my parliamentary representative.
The matter, he says, was brought to the attention of the parliamentary representative, Minister Alvin Dario.
It is a hazard to the public. It was brought to my attention by the police on diverse occasions. I told them that I am willing that we should put it down or see what could be done about it. They told me to speak to my parliamentary representative, who is Mr. Dabio. I approached Mr. Dabio, and he told me he is looking into it. I approached him more than once. He told me, yes, he's still looking into it. So I expect he's still looking into it.
Duncan is hoping that sooner rather than later, help would come before the entire structure collapses onto the road. GBN contacted Minister Dabru, who admits it was brought to his attention.
Me about it, he asked me for help, to financial help. He said he do not have any money. But I told him it's the Ministry of Works that they would have to do with it because it's a private wall. It's his wall, he that built it. I myself brought it to the attention of the ministry. I spoke to both the road officers involved, and I tell them that they could talk to the guy and see what they could come up with. Yes, I think, yes, of course they went to look at it, but I don't know what conversations they had with him, but I know that they went up there. Is it with the Chief Technical Officer in Works and the PS? So these are the people that are responsible, you know, so they're all aware of it.
Christina John, GBN News.
Motorists utilizing the Mount Millet Road should exercise caution as the area appears to be what one might consider a danger zone. Recent rains exposed what was a hidden hazardous situation. Here's more in this report.
Heavy rains during the last week resulted in a massive landslide, sending boulders bolting down the hillside while others remained exposed. This occurred in an area known as Mount Millet, the roadway that takes motorists from Guave onto Clogier St. John.
It was a landslide not too long ago. In so doing, the rock collapsed. I'll say, prior to the sliding, it may not have been a danger that people might have recognized. Right? But after the sliding, people become a little bit aware that it is a danger zone, and if the rain continue to fall, you never know if it's going to slide again. As you could see through the rocks, there are purging of big stones, right? And as I say, it is mobile both for transportation and human beings, so you could never tell.
Kennedy Mapp, contractor on the site at Mount Millet. Temporary guardrails are currently being erected to protect motorists plying that route.
In so doing, the ministry would have found it necessary to come and put the railing, the guardrails, because as you can see, it is vehicular and it is mobile for both human and transportation. They would have been here and they would have looked and take pictures. I do not know as to how far or what plan they would have as to attack this, you know. But I've overheard them talking about putting on the rock and getting rid of this. All right. I also heard a talk of them wanting to erect walls rather than the railing we are doing now is just an emergency railing.
Mapp says although he is not the professional technical mind, from what he can see, other portions of the road are being undermined.
On the hollow part of the road, it will be about 2 feet or 2 foot in so far. So what we are doing here now with this rail is to protect that area so that vehicle would not have the first hand or first choice to pass before it crumbles. All right? So we are here erecting the railings so as to send the vehicle more to the left or more against the rock, because they do not know, the drivers do not know that it is hollowed right now.
Officials from the Ministry of Infrastructural Development visited the site following the slippage, but indicated that no major work is presently being undertaken. However, Permanent Secretary Marina Jessamy told GBN this falls under the Extreme Rainfall Project, which has been accepted by the Caribbean Development Bank. Christina John, GBN News.
It looks like a political party, but it's not registered as one. But the group registered as the Grenada Movement, a non-governmental organization, is quick on start, raising issues of national importance and pointing ways the country's economy can survive this pandemic. Cherry and Blackman Stephen has more in this report.
A non-governmental group registered as the Grenada Movement officially launched last evening virtually. Leading the movement is regional economist and consultant Dr. Patrick Antoine, presently residing in Trinidad and Tobago. He was once closely aligned to the ruling New National Party, the NNP. Now he is calling on Grenadians to join the movement.
All Grenadians, we call on you to help our country and our region by assisting in whatever way that you can, and to join this movement. This movement, which is a movement that aims at the reimagination and the transformation of our society and our economy. Join the movement with ideas mostly, with your attention and your commitment to helping us to build this country, all of us.
Dr. Antoine took pot shots at the ruling government on the governance of the country. He said there is no question that bad choices and decisions continue to be made.
The problem of choice has been debilitating in instances, for instance, with the decisions taken regarding the oil and gas resources, which seem to have all but disappeared from the public discourse, and which for the foreseeable future appears to have been relegated to a distant second or third by co-development partners. There can be no denying that petrocarbon development has been largely misunderstood by successive governments, and indeed, this explains in large measure the absence from the 2020 to 2035 National Development Plan of any serious treatment of petrocarbon resources and petrocarbon development.
He also addressed what he considers systematic declines in the agriculture sector, recently highlighted by the COVID pandemic.
And it has also revealed the high societal cost of failing to harness technological innovation in feeding our people and for export growth and development. Indeed, my countrymen, it will soon be evident that we face a further dilemma in agriculture, where by 2030, based on current trends, we will have approximately 1/3 the number of farmers engaged in the sector as we did in 2015. The reality is that successive generations have been educated to exit the land. Retraining young entrepreneurs in agriculture is therefore the quintessential counter-tendency. It will require that we draw on different approaches, including the adoption and adaptation of technology, premised on exports, yes, increasingly on supplying global markets. It is apparent that, in part, we are facing what we may term a failure of imagination regarding actionable solutions to drive the economy on a sustainable path.
Jenny Simon Rapier, former public relations officer for the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, and media personality Janice Augustine endorsed the movement.
For our nation to prosper, we need change. That's why I congratulate the Grenada Movement, TGM, on the occasion of its launch. And I'm happy to give my endorsement to TGM as an agent for change in the way we as a nation treat with the issues that affect all our women folk.
So while I brag that my naval Stringberrians and Davids, I realize that a grouping of like-minded people can get our message louder and further. So today I stand up for you. Today I stand with TGM, the Grenada Movement. TGM will stand with you. TGM will stand by you. TGM will speak on behalf of the voiceless. TGM will advocate on your behalf. I stand with TGM. So should you.
Cherian Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
The National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, has embarked on a vulnerability assessment in Carriacou and Petite Martinique, preparing the communities in the event of a disaster so they know what they have to do and where they need to go. Disaster Coordinator for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Bernice Tate, was a guest on GBN's To The Point program, and she said her office is working together with the Ministry of Social Development to offer assistance to those in need.
We are actually doing a walkabout within the various communities that includes Petite Martinique, trying to identify our vulnerable communities as it relates to persons who are vulnerable in terms of housing situation, in terms of the location as it relates to whether they are living in a flood-prone area or whether they are living in a coastal area. And we try to ensure that we prepare and give them the necessary help in the event that they have to move from where they are to get to a shelter. So these are what we are looking at the moment. We are now in the area of Belmont. We have completed less there. We'll be doing it village by village. Petit Martinique actually today are doing the field work. So we are doing that to ensure that we create a vulnerability list. We already know some persons where they are, and because we've been doing it before, but we want to ensure that we have a list for all areas, including Carriacou and Petit Martinique, that we know where vulnerable persons are located, the age group, what issues they are faced with as it relates to housing, what locations they are in as it relates to flood-prone areas. So this is something that we are working on a community level to ensure that it is done before the end of the year.
They said that assessment will also inform them of the location of the disabled and the elderly in the various communities. Construction of new headquarters in Carriacou is ongoing, and this is expected to be completed in early 2021. However, she highlighted some challenges the agency has.
We are getting a new building. Yeah, we are getting a new building, and I believe with the new building will come a lot of added supplies that we would need, as well as I think the most important thing that we should have on island, because we are small, is that of communication equipment. In the event that something should happen, we will be able to communicate with the wider world. I think that is one of our greatest challenge. It's something that we are looking forward to when the new building arrives. And I know Mr. McIntyre and his team is working very hard to ensure that Carriacou has the best. And we are looking forward to that. That is one of our challenges, communication equipment.
We take a break, but still ahead, Grenadians get on board with the Jerusalem Dance Challenge, and sexually transmitted diseases continue to be prevalent among young people. That's coming up on GBN Health. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Life can be unpredictable, and uncertainties can throw everything out of sync. In spite of life's uncertainties, Grenlec remains committed to providing you with consistent, reliable service. Persistent, outstanding balances disrupt your peace of mind and limit Grenlec's ability to provide the service you depend on. That's why Grenlec is urging all customers to bring your account up to date at this time. Please ensure that you pay your bill in full and continue to pay on time to avoid arrears and the inconvenience of disconnection. Call 237 for 24-hour bill inquiries or contact our customer care team urgently at telephone number 237. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Bruv. Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see you. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicell's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicell.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back there. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Arise, look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Rubis is giving you more ways to win because you deserve it. Spend $50 or more in Ultratech fuel or purchase a Rubigas refill at any Rubis service station and get an entry card. Win one of 5 amazing grand prizes worth $2,500, including Ultratech fuel, cash, groceries, bill payment vouchers, and home furnishings. Each grand prize winner gets to donate $500 to charity too. Plus, win exciting weekly prizes, including electronics. Make sure you're in with a chance to win. Win with Rubis. You deserve it.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. A South African music track and dance steps created in Angola have caught the imagination of politicians, priests, and millions more across the world. Grenada is the latest to join the Jerusalem Dance Challenge.
Jerusalem, ikhaya lami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana.
A song from South Africa that has gone around the world and been endorsed by presidents and priests have become the sound of the pandemic for millions across Southern Africa and eventually the rest of the world. The simple dance routine to the 2019 hit Jerusalema by Master KG and Namsebo Zikori has provided an uplifting soundtrack for difficult times and has now been streamed more than 60 million times on Spotify. The upbeat song is a lamentation for God to take the singer to the heavenly city. A team from the Grenada Tourism Authority, including Chief Executive Officer Patricia Ma, together with their mascot Natasha, recently joined the trend. Video footage was posted to the Discover Grenada page. Clips of dancers around the globe include nuns, construction workers, police officers, waiters, and fuel attendants. Emotional videos of healthcare workers in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Italy, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the US, Australia, and Puerto Rico have become an uplifting source of hope for patients fighting COVID-19 as some countries experience a second wave.
Sexually transmitted diseases continue to be prevalent in the Caribbean, especially among young adults. According to the Pan American Health Organization, young people aged 15 to 24 acquire half of all new STDs, and 1 in 4 sexually active adolescent female has an STD, such as chlamydia or human papillomavirus. GBN Health comes to you, compliments Gittins Healthcare.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority. While sexually transmitted diseases, or STDs, affect individuals of all ages, STDs take a particularly heavy toll on young people. Dr. Francis Martin, Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Health, says that in the year 2018 and 2019, the ministry has seen an increase in the number of STDs and STIs on the island.
What is noticeable, though, as a practicing physician, is that younger people are getting sexually transmitted infections, and it speaks to behavioral patterns, it speaks to lifestyle changes, societal norms. That is something that we all have to be very concerned about, because we know that there are inherent complications and dangers of young people. Many of the sexually transmitted infections are curable. We have antibiotics and antivirals that we can give to them, but they can cause long-standing complications. A very common one is gonorrhea and chlamydia. They are probably the most common that I have seen. What is important to know about these, although gonorrhea and chlamydia have a cure, they can cause scarring or blockage in the spermatic cord and in the fallopian tube of the woman and the spermatic cord of the man, and that can lead to infertility later on in life. And that's a very serious complication that young people must be concerned about.
Dr. Martin says that his greatest concern is society's role in promoting sex through music and other cultural art forms. Dr. Martin explained that the increase of STIs and STDs in young people show that there is a need for more education on the issue of sexual relations, not only in the community, but within the family.
What I do know, I will suggest, is that during adolescence or shortly before adolescence, when the hormone starts, starting its change in the male and the female's body, then the sexual urges get even a lot more during that time. So efforts should be ramped up at that time to continually engage your children. But like I said, the teaching actually should happen at every age. For those who are in difficulty speaking to their children, I would suggest that you use your trusted healthcare provider, as you suggested. A nurse or a doctor can work. I also think that trusted friends or other professionals in your community or in your church community can also be used.
He encourages parents to educate their children on sexually transmitted diseases.
And it's now time to take a look at this evening's GBN ISA.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISA is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Taking precaution against COVID-19 to the next level. Tonight's ISA features a couple clad in unusual outfits made of surgical masks. The woman is even pictured with a bag made of surgical masks. Send us your photo and video submissions via our social media platforms, including WhatsApp on 405-3052.
Here's where we take a break, but still ahead, the UK appoints a new trade envoy to Grenada and other Commonwealth nations. Stay with us.
The Franklins are returning from their dream vacation, but they soon discover that their world has changed.
They want to test Papa for COVID-19. Why they don't test all them damn people that are flying on the plane with the woman they call in Patient Zero?
Heritage Theatre presents Patient Zero, a full-length play written by Chris DeRiggs, directed by Neela Etienne. Patient Zero, a story about a family and a nation under the grips of COVID-19.
Madness! Pure madness!
He got the whole world in his hands. We got the whole world in his hands.
I mean, your father has just been carried away on a stretcher, and all you can say is you're locked up and you're frustrated?
What do you want me to say? I'm locked up, I'm frustrated.
Patient Zero at the Grenada Trade Center.
They ain't even allowing 2 Dashing to come from St. Vincent. All they're talking about is curfew, curfew, curfew.
Social distancing and other safety protocols will be in place.
It's new, innovative and classy, and a cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Real Value IGA Supermarket, serving our community. Think Real Value IGA Supermarket today. Real Value IGA Supermarket keeps the savings flowing when you use your Real Value IGA Supermarket frequent shopper card.
Excuse me, ma'am, do you have a shopper's card? Sure.
Real Value IGA Supermarket, where good food begins.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
From Hillsborough to Point Celine, Flow has you covered. We value and support our future generations. We understand the importance of saying hello. Keeping you connected is our priority. We have been working day and night to improve our networks because we believe a connected country moves forward. We will continue to work to give you the best mobile LTE and home networks because with Flow, it only gets better.
Welcome back. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has appointed Darren Henry MP as the new trade envoy to the Commonwealth Caribbean. The Commonwealth Caribbean markets include Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago. His role as trade envoy will involve supporting British trade and investment objectives, promoting the Commonwealth Caribbean as a great place for UK companies to do business, and the implementation of the new CARIFORUM UK Economic Partnership Agreement. Resident British Commissioner to Grenada, Wendy Freeman, said Henry's appointment comes at a crucial time as Grenada faces the economic challenge of COVID-19, and she looks forward to welcoming him to Grenada. Members of the corporate community continue to play their part in assisting with the fight against COVID-19 in Grenada. Courts Unicoma Grenada made their contribution this week to the Ministry of Health. Rena Pear has more in this report.
The Ministry of Health was pleased to receive 10 aero boxes from Unicom Grenada on Wednesday as a means of strengthening the health system on island with adequate tools. Country Manager of Unicom Grenada, Anne-Marie de Gale, says the initiative is part of the company's drive in assisting many countries in the region in coping with COVID-19.
It gives me great pleasure to present 10 aero boxes to the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin, Mrs. St. Paul. Unicoma has seen it fit to contribute towards the COVID response in the Caribbean. The company will be donating over 30,000 boxes throughout Latin America and the Caribbean region. We hope you make full use of these.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin, in his remarks, thanked the company for their contribution as it will go a long way.
Because as we may know, intubation of patients or when patients are coughing is a very high risk for COVID transmission, and so it's going to go a very long way in protecting our frontline healthcare providers or nurses and doctors who are actually managing patients at the hospital level to protect them from COVID. So thank you very much.
The handing over ceremony was held in front of the ministerial complex on Wednesday. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Stay with us. Your local weather and sports are up next.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal. Join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made.
Rubis is giving you more ways to win because you deserve it. Spend $50 or more in Ultratech fuel or purchase a Rubigas refill at any Rubis service station and get an entry card. Win one of 5 amazing grand prizes worth $2,500, including Ultratech fuel, cash, groceries, bill payment vouchers, and home furnishings. Each grand prize winner gets to donate $500 to charity too. Plus, win exciting weekly prizes, including electronics. Make sure you're in with a chance to win. Win with Rubis. You deserve it.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. Can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship keep it tropical.
Local agents George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do three things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
We are keeping a close eye on the weather across the region as the Atlantic hurricane season continues. Let's join Sigoni Mohammed at our sister station TV6 for this evening's forecast.
All right, Disha, let's take a look at what's happening with that weather, because a lot of that moisture earlier today actually focused or was concentrated across western portions of the island. When we talk about the west, we're not just talking about northwestern Trinidad. We're talking about central as well, being along the western coastline and as far into the southwestern quadrant as possible. And that's where we saw a lot of that moisture concentrated today. And you can see that in our satellite imagery. Of course, at this time, it has significantly settled, still a bit on the cloudy side, however, and Tobago got away from a lot of that heavy shower reaction earlier today, but was still able to hear the rumbling of the thunder, of course, and see some lightning offshore. So into the rest of this evening, what you'll notice is that it is quite cloudy, yes, if you look outside, but at the same time, it's going to be a little bit on the settled side. So you won't get a lot of shower reactivity at this time, but as the evening progresses, we can still expect a brief overnight shower or two, taking us well into the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow. And with that, look out for cooler temperatures as well. Today was not all that bad. Highs barely getting up to the early 30s, and into this evening, lows dip to the mid-20 marker. Quite comfortable across the region. So let's take a look at what's happening in the Atlantic as a whole. We continue to track Hurricane Delta, and this system downgraded. Yesterday was a Category 1 hurricane, and now we're seeing it as a Category 3 hurricane at this time. It is forecast moving at northwesterly direction and bam, right into Louisiana again. Unfortunately for them, they are under watch and warning at this time. And we will continue to monitor what's happening with that. Find out a little bit more coming up later on in our newscast, where we have our world wrap-up at this time as well. Let's take a look at what else we're monitoring, because even though we are finally seeing an eye with this hurricane, guess what? On the eastern side, all the way across in the Atlantic, we do have a small area of interest that within the next 2 to 5 day period could very well develop if conditions remain conducive, that is. And that means the lighter wind shear, the lack of Saharan dust. You'll notice you haven't been having that itchy eye, runny nose kind of feeling, because the dust really isn't a big player right now. But as the days progress, where these two features have lessened down significantly, you'll see a tropical wave moving across the region, and it could very well develop into maybe the next tropical storm for this hurricane season. Of course, we continue to monitor that area of interest for you. As far as Trinidad, Tobago, and Grenada is concerned, it's not a direct threat to us at all, or any other island in the Eastern Caribbean chain, well into this weekend. So we breathe a bit of a sigh of relief, but at the same time, we've got localized conditions to deal with. So you know what's happening tonight into tomorrow between sunrise and sunset. Let's take a look at how this forecast is going to shape up. It is quite sunny, but at the same time, we have a lot of cloudiness still coming in because the atmosphere is quite unstable. Remember, we have a tropical wave passing by, and that means you'll continue to see those showers and isolated thunderstorms picking up. That sunshine will bring in some warmth and give us our high temperatures of 30 degrees in Tobago, 32 degrees Celsius. That's your forecast maximum for now in Trinidad. Remember, where there are heavy downpours, you want to look out for the usual suspects: the gusty winds, the possibility of street or flash flooding, the electrical discharges coming out from those very intense cumulonimbus or CB type clouds. And you also want to be vigilant for any rising water levels, again, wherever you are commuting or conducting your daily activities.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy with widely scattered showers and the possible isolated thunder. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas slight to moderate, waves 2 to 4 feet in open waters. Tides high at 7 p.m. and low at 1 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:57. Weather for Friday, October 9th, partly cloudy to overcast and breezy with widely scattered to scattered showers and possible isolated thunder showers improving during the evening. Weather for Saturday, October 10th, partly cloudy to overcast and breezy with widely scattered to scattered showers and possible isolated thunder during the morning. And weather for Sunday, October 11th, partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with widely scattered showers and possible isolated thunder. Good evening, sporting fans. Dwayne Bravo took 3 wickets in the IPL. Kolkata beat Shanghai by 10 runs. This and more in sports with James Saunders at TV6.
The countdown continues to D-Day, Friday, October 9th, where Justice Carol Gobin will rule in the High Court on the TTFA matter against FIFA. Well, the TTFA will this week order to pay FIFA will order to pay this week TT $60,000 security, but has since hit back by threatening this country's World Cup qualifying spot. FIFA has given TNT up to December 18th to get in line with the governing body's statutes if this country is to be reinstated from its current suspension. Interim chairman of the TT Pro League, Brent Sancho, a vocal FIFA supporter, laid out 2 possible scenarios.
It's very straightforward. They would have to, of course, between now and Friday, withdraw and take the matter out of court, they being the United TTFA. They would then, of course, have to go in front of an EGM of the members and seek their fate. And then, of course, change the statutes that FIFA has required us to change. I think if those things are to happen, we would have a chance of getting back in before the December 18th deadline. But if the judgment on Friday, which I think it's much more critical than the December 18th deadline, if there is a judgment on Friday, as we all do expect, then I can't see anything positive happening within the near future as it relates to football.
So it's time to catch up with the boys in the IPL, and Dwayne Bravo, well, he took 3 wickets, but in a losing cause as the Chennai Super Kings went under to Sunil Narayan's Kolkata Knight Riders by 10 runs. Rahul Tripathi struck 81 as Knight Riders made 167 all out. In reply, while CSK, they fell short as they were restricted to 157 for 5. We've got the action from Abu Dhabi.
Kolkata Knight Riders elected to bat first in their IPL game against Chennai Super Kings in Abu Dhabi. Rahul Tripathi and Shubman Gill opened the batting, with Tripathi being the star.
Very fine. Man on the boundaries, sort of about 45.
They put on a stand of 37 before Gill was caught by CSK captain MS Dhoni for 11. Wicket for Shardul Thakur. Nitish Rana fell cheaply to Karan Sharma, and it was 70 for 2.
There's a fielder there.
Tripathi continued to plunder the bowling on his way to a top score of 81. Sharma took his second by having Sunil Narine caught by Faf du Plessis for 17. Great teamwork by Ravindra Jadeja and du Plessis. Thakur took 2 wickets as well, with Andre Russell being the other for just 2. DJ Bravo had Tripathi caught by Shane Watson, and it was 140 for 6. Sam Curran took 2 himself, as KKR were then 162 for 7. Bravo finished with 3 wickets in the innings.
Well, they'll cross over.
KKR were eventually bowled out for 167 from their 20 overs. In their run chase, Chennai got a 30-run opening stand from Shane Watson and Faf du Plessis. Du Plessis was caught by captain Dinesh Karthik of Shivam Mavi for 17. Watson and Ambati Raidu put on a 69-run partnership for the second wicket. It seemed as if CSK were on course and KKR doomed.
Finally was inside the circle. Really just had to get it past him.
But it wasn't to be CSK's day. Raidu was caught by Shubman Gill of Kamlesh Nagarkoti for 30. Watson was then leg before to Sunil Narine for exactly 50, 101 for 3. MS Dhoni was bowled by Varun Chakravarti for 11, 129 for 4. Make that 129 for 5 as Sam Curran was caught by Owen Morgan of Andre Russell for 17. An unbeaten 21 from Ravindra Jadeja didn't help as CSK were restricted to 157 for 5, which gave Kolkata Knight Riders victory by 10 runs. Vinod Narwani, Chief Sport.
Today in Spain, as Uganda's Joshua Cheptegei smashed the men's 10,000-meter world record, while Ethiopia's Letesenbet Gidi broke the women's 5,000-meter in Valencia. Cheptegei clocked 26 minutes 11 seconds to beat Kenisa Bekele's 15-year-old time by more than 6 seconds. Meantime, Gidi clocked 14 minutes 6.62 seconds to improve on the 14 minutes 11.15 seconds set by Tironish Dibaba in 2008. The feats were accomplished at the Valencia World Record Day, which is a one-off event taking place in the Spanish city. Talk about a name that comes to pass. All right, brush up on your French as the French Open semi-final draw. Well, that is set. And this year we can see a possible unseeded champion on the women's side. Unseeded Iga Swiatek and Nadia Podoroska will meet in Thursday's semi-final 1, which will guarantee that a non-seed will be in the final, while 4th seed Sofia Kenin will square off against 7th seed Petra Kvitova in the other semi. Kenin in pink and white wasn't going to falter like the rest of her high-ranked colleagues at the French Open, but she had to earn every point against her fellow American Danielle Collins as they split the first set 6-4, 4-6. It was all Kenin in the third, which she took 6-love. Petra Kvitova too wasn't going to falter and an upset today either, and was clinical in a game against Laura Sigmund, winning in straight sets 6-3, 6-3. On the men's side, Stefano Tsitsipas got past Andre Rublev in straight sets 7-5, 6-2, 6-3. That's it for sport for the team. I'm James Saunders. Catch you later.
And now for the probe around the globe. As St. Lucia opens up its borders and put a cost to COVID quarantine protocol services, the country has now recorded its 28th COVID-19 case. It is an imported case and contact tracing has begun. More in this HTS TV report.
Following weeks of having no active case of the novel coronavirus, St. Lucia on Wednesday was greeted with the news of its 28th positive COVID-19 diagnosis. The Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sharon Belma George, said the latest is an imported case.
On Wednesday, October 7th, 2020, St. Lucia recorded a new case of COVID-19. The individual is a 29-year-old female national who arrived in St. Lucia on Sunday, September 27th, 2020 from the United States. She was placed in government quarantine on arrival. As per national protocol, she was tested on the 7th day in government quarantine, and upon receipt of her test results was transferred to the respiratory hospital for care. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has commenced the contact tracing, and testing will be done on all who may have been in contact with the case.
For weeks, there had been speculation of plans to charge a fee for time spent in quarantine. St. Lucia was one of the few places providing the service free of charge. Well, on Wednesday, Dr. Belma George confirmed that as of the 15th of October, the free service comes to an end. Those in state-run quarantine will have to pay.
In an effort to sustain the availability of state-based quarantine options, it has become necessary to apply a fee which has been subsidized by the government. Effective October 15th, 2020, quarantine daily fees will be applied as follows. For single occupancy, US $95. For double occupancy, US $165. And for triple occupancy, $240 US.
The government's fully funded quarantine was expected to come to an end sooner or later. It came sooner with just over 1 week's notice. This is top dollar for quarantine. Patrons will be even more mindful of the quality of service provided for their hard-earned cash in these very trying times. Stanley Lucian for the HDS News Force.
Guyana's COVID-19 cases and deaths are rising. The president is pleading with the public that COVID-19 is no joke and they must take the health protocols seriously. As a result, the government has instructed the police and the army to enforce the protocols in place. More from News Source, Guyana.
The number of coronavirus cases in the country continues to climb daily, with the death rate also on the increase. With that worrying trend, President Irfan Ali today pleaded with citizens to stop taking the pandemic lightly.
You can have the best plan, but if people themselves don't understand the impact, if people themselves don't understand that this thing kills you, that COVID is not a joke, COVID is not to be taken lightly. If you don't have not only the understanding but the value for your own life and others, your family, then as you would want to put it, it's a shift in mindset and thinking that has to take place.
In the interview with News Source at State House, President Ali explained that the worrying trend of persons not taking the disease seriously is what triggered his government's decision to get the police and the army more involved in enforcing the guidelines on the virus.
That is why we have asked the army, the police force and civil society and the private sector to go on a national campaign. We have more than 1,000 persons going around the country, educating people, sharing out masks, bus parks, and it is going to be a continuous effort for the next 6 weeks. It is going to be a continuous effort for the next 6 weeks. I've also reached out to countries that are advanced in the vaccine, and I've asked them, I've written, to put Guyana as a priority on the agenda.
President Ali said he continues to meet with his health minister and other health professionals on the coronavirus situation in the country. He said it is painful to see people losing their lives to the pandemic, and that is why he would like to see citizens heed the health guidelines. The president also said the government has been forced to balance dealing with the pandemic and also addressing concerns of the economy. The reopening of the airports, he explained, will be done with several measures in place to protect workers and travelers alike. But he said he remains very concerned that too many citizens continue to flout the COVID-19 guidelines and the recommendations of the health authorities.
Further Further afield, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence and his Democratic rival Kamala Harris have squared off over the challenges facing the nation. Standing several meters apart and separated by a transparent screen, they sparred over the coronavirus pandemic, the economy, and global warming. But it was much less raucous than last week's debate between President Donald Trump and his Democratic challenger Joe Biden. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports from Salt Lake City in the U.S. state of Utah.
Harris and Vice President Pence, thank you for being here.
A sharp exchange over the Trump administration's handling of the coronavirus pandemic started the debate.
Whatever the vice president is claiming the administration has done, clearly it hasn't worked. When you're looking at over 210,000 dead bodies in our country, American lives that have been lost, families that are grieving that loss. And you know, the vice president is the head of the task force.
But when you say what the American people have done over these last 8 months hasn't worked, that's a great disservice to the sacrifices the American people have made.
So let's talk about caring about the American people. The American people have had to sacrifice far too much because of the incompetence of this administration.
Pence dodged a question about the Rose Garden ceremony that became a super spreader event.
It was an outdoor event, which all of our scientists regularly and routinely advise. The difference here is President Trump and I trust the American people to make choices in the best interest of their health.
Harris fired back.
Let's talk about respecting the American people. You respect the American people when you tell them the truth.
But look, Senator Harris, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not.
The candidates clashed over the economy, taxes, and sharply over global warming, which Harris called an existential threat.
We have seen a pattern with this administration, which is they don't believe in science. And Joe's plan is about saying we're going to deal with it, but we're also going to create jobs. Donald Trump, when asked about the wildfires in California, and the question was, you know, the science is telling us this, you know what Donald Trump said? Science doesn't know.
We don't need a massive $2 trillion Green New Deal that would impose all new mandates on American businesses and American families.
There were flashes reminiscent of the chaotic Trump-Biden debate as Pence repeatedly interrupted and talked over Harris, but she remained calm.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then have a conversation, okay?
Please.
Okay.
Senator Harris.
Other issues discussed included racial justice, policing reform, and the rise of white supremacists.
I want everyone to know who puts on the uniform of law enforcement every day that President Trump and I stand with you.
And the reality of this is that we are talking about an election in 27 days, where last week the President of the United States took a debate stage in front of 70 million Americans and refused to condemn white supremacists.
Stay with us for a recap of the headlines. Recapping the headlines, old retaining wall poses danger to passers-by. Heavy rains cause landslide and exposed boulders, creating a danger zone in St. John. Non-governmental organization registered as the Grenada Movement officially launches. And the National Disaster Management Agency embarks on vulnerability assessment in communities in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. In sports, Dwayne Bravo reaches 150 wickets in IPL. And then around the globe, St. Lucia records 28th COVID case, and U.S. Vice President Mike Pence and his Democratic rival Kamala Harris squared off over the challenges facing the nation. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverley Telesford. That's news. Good night.